Hello, and welcome back to another video tutorial on creating isometric drawings. In this tutorial, I will take you step by step in creating a simple isometric drawing based off some information that we have earlier. Okay, so quickly I'm going to draw a plan or top view of a existing cross that was examined earlier in your previous drawing. What I know from the edges is that they are 1 foot 3 inches um, from one edge to the next, and I also know that I have a measurement of one of the lengths of the cross to be about 1 foot 6 inches. I'm going to go over and define this with annotations or a dimension so that we can see the actual dimension, and you can understand that I'm not just guessing this. This is a true dimension. So let me finish this up really quick, and you should be doing the same thing if you do not already have this cross. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go to my annotate, and I'm going to pull a dimension. I'm going to the Annotate tab located at the top of the software. I'm going to take my mouse to the Dimension module, take my cursor to the first dimension icon, which is called a Dimension Linear. Click the left point to the right point, and there's my dimension. Those dimensions is what I'm trying to get at, so that you can clearly see what I'm trying to do. Right now I'm doing something to fix a few little errors so that you can see clearly what I'm trying to do. Okay. Each edge on the inside, and what I mean by the inside is there and there, is 1 foot 3 inches. The outer edges, or the cross facing east and west, north and south, or the outer edges, are about 1 foot 6 inches. For this particular exercise, I need to remember that the shorter edge is 1/6 and the inner edges are 1/3. I also had you draw the front view. The front view is estimated to be about 2 feet tall, and you were to draw the entire elevation of this or front view of this particular object. Right? Okay, so this portion of the elevation is that edge of that face. This drawing represents what's going on back there. Okay? To do an an isometric drawing, I need two important things, or two important views. One, the top view. Two, the front view, or the right view, or the side view, however you wish to call it. For now, we're going to call this the top view, and then the front view. To do an isometric drawing, I need to start out with two simple straight lines. I'm going to draw a line starting in the black space and move my mouse over to the left. The length of the line is up to you. There's no rule regulating how long that line needs to be. You just draw a simple line. So you have the first line. You need to draw another line at that center midpoint and move it to the right. The length of it doesn't matter. So I have the left line and the right line. Please note that the right line, the starting point is right there. The left line, the The starting point is right there. They're both sharing a vertex. This is important because we're going to take these two lines and rotate them at 30 degrees. So to rotate this line, I'm going to select the object. I'm going to type in RO enter. Select the base point. You can tell the next step by looking in the command line. Look at the bottom of the software, you'll see where my mouse is located. Specify base point is what it says. My base point will be at the center where the right line and the left line meet. Click it, type in 30, enter. You just rotated this line 30 degrees. Again, to rotate something, you need to be able to type in the hotkey command, which is RO enter. Okay? Select the object, type in RO enter, select the base point, and on the left side, I'm going to do -30 enter. The reason why I did -30 is because if we were to look at this object in respect to the angle, zero starting on the right side, 90 degrees at the very center vertical point, and 180 degrees on the opposite end of the zero. Right now, we have this midpoint that's going straight up and down. If I were to take a line and rotate it from 0 to 90, that is considered positive. If I were to take this line and rotate it from 180 to 90, I have to subtract that angle. So that is why I went -30, +30 for the right. Okay? I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, next step. I'm going to create these lines, this particular object. We have to examine this particular shape, and I'm going to do it in the way that I have to identify the length of each line going from left to right. I'm going to attempt to create this line, these two lines, that line, and this line. To do that, I have to create a sort of grid system. The grid system is going to help me a lot, especially doing isometric drawings. So you have to pay attention to that as you continue to move forward. Okay? So say that I have that. The reason why I drew those lines down the center, and I can probably take those lines and change the color of them so you can see them. There you go. The reason why I drew those vertical lines, because those lines are what's touching the edge condition of the geometry. This line is touching the edge condition of that geometry. This line is touching that edge, and so forth. So what I know about this drawing is that the spacing between the first line and the second is 1 foot 3 inches. This line and the third line is 1 foot 6 inches. and the third line to the fourth line is 1 foot 3 inches. So what I need to do here is type in O, enter. Okay, not RO, but O, enter. O stands for offset. So I'm going to do O, enter. If you look at the base of the command line, you will see where it says specify offset distance. So in here, click in there in the command line and type in 1 foot 3 inches. Notice your mouse becomes a little square. I'm going to select the line on the right side and move my mouse to the left. When I move my mouse to the left, it's going to give me the option to offset it towards the left. I think we might have a slight problem because there it is. If I move it to the right, it'll offset it 1 foot 3 inches to the right, but that's not what I want. I want to be able to do the offset to the left. So again, O, enter, 1 foot 3 inches, as you see at the bottom, enter, select a line, move to the left, then click, then press enter. Now I need to offset this line over 1 foot 6 inches. So I'm going to do O, enter for offset, 1 foot 6 inches, enter. Select the line to offset, move to the left, then press enter. Then I need to offset my third vertical line to the fourth, 1 foot 3 inches. So press O, enter, 1 foot 3 inches, enter. Select the third line, move to the left, and there it is, 1 foot 3 inches. I'm going to take this line, and that line, and extend them to this line. One way of extending a line EX, enter, enter. EX, enter, enter. So I'm going to type in EX, press enter, enter, and I want to make sure my mouse is located towards the end of the line segment in the direction in which I want to extend it. So notice where my mouse is located. Click it, click it, click it, click. Okay. Now I need to offset the opposite end, because if we look at these magenta lines, the dimension for the other side is exactly the same. This is the perfect sort of cross. So we need to make sure that we have a series of lines going in the other direction. As such, if I can get it right. Yeah, mouse is not working. There you go. Okay. I'm going to change that color so you can see the grid. Can you see how we've sort of begin to lose our geometry? But trust me, the geometry is still there. Nothing has changed. The grid is simply helping us identifying where that geometry is located. So now I need to offset and create the grid according to what I see here, which is represented with the green lines. That green line is there. The magenta is there. So now I need to offset this line to that line 1 foot 3 inches. So type in O, enter, 1 foot 3 inches, enter. Select that line, the green line, move it over to the right, then press enter. The second line to the third line needs to be offset at 1 foot 6 inches. So press O, enter, 1 foot 6 inches, enter. Select that second line, green line, move it to the right, move your mouse to the right, then click. It'll offset to the right automatically. Press enter. And the last line, from the third to the fourth, dimension between the two is 1 foot 3 inches. So I'm going to do O, enter, 1 foot 3 inches, enter. Select the third green line, move your mouse to the right, click, press enter. One more last thing. I'm going to take the green lines and extend them to the first magenta line. Okay. EX, enter, enter to extend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There. And so this grid is that grid. Now what I have to do is identify the object, the cross, basically. The cross is right there. Okay? I can look at where the cross is intersecting each connective point, the green and the magenta. I can just simply use the command called polyline. Polyline, again, remember, will allow us to create multiple lines. This is a polyline. Notice how all the lines are connecting. Okay, if I touch one line segment, they all get selected. So I'm going to use the polyline command. So PL, enter. Then, because this is the cross right there, I can simply start to trace it. And you can already start to see it emerging. So bring my mouse, click the first point, the second, third, fourth, fifth, and all the way around until you've successfully completed the task. Or if you're like me, you complete the task a little early, apparently. There it is. Do you see the little cross? Once you've been able to identify the object, go ahead and remove the grid because you don't need it anymore. So I'm just going to move it over to the left, and there's your little cross. So we're done with the top view. So I can take all this and move it out of the way. I now need to identify the front view. The front view is about 2 feet high. I'm going to verify that. There it is. So it's 2 feet high. So your next task to do, and this is very easy. Here's the base. There's the top. There's the top. The top view is going to be similar to the base. So I'm going to draw simple vertical lines to represent the 2 feet. At each intersecting point, draw a line going up 2 feet. And you can just copy those over. Boop, 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 boop. And again, over, and there. I have one more task to do. Again, the base and the top. There's the base. I'm going to make a copy of the base and move it up to the top. Then press enter. Again, that was a copy. Select the base, CO, enter. Select a base point. A base point could be an end point or an intersecting point of lines. And move it up so that they're all connecting. I'm then going to go through and get rid of the lines that we need in order to make this look like an isometric drawing. I'm going to delete the backlines. Maybe trim out the ones I do not need and delete that one. Again, we are not trying to attempt to do an X-ray isometric drawing. We're trying to get a isometric drawing of a solid object, such as this. This would be your final piece. This is what we're looking for. That is called isometric drawing. Now, as you move forward and you get used to using text, I want you to go ahead and label every single one of your drawings. As so. Yeah. Well, if it works. There. Okay. We are, again, trying to achieve a drawing that is an isometric, not an X-ray version. Okay. Not this one, but this one. And that concludes this tutorial. I will have another video up about another particular exercise, or maybe going over AutoCAD's interface a little bit further, more in depth maybe. So stay tuned, and I will see you then. Take care.